My name is Kenny McMorris. I'm the Chief Executive Officer here at Charles U Health Center. We are a federally qualified health center.
I'm Boatright, and I run the Methodist and Methodist Women's Hospital Forensic Nurse Examiner Program, or SANE-SART program, which stands for Sexual Assault Nurse Examiner and Sexual Assault Response Team.
I'm Lynette Lane Ryan, and I'm currently the Senior Director for Customer Solutions.
My name's Althea, McMickell, and I work for the Omaha Public Power District and their Corporate Communications Department.
One of the things that I always look at as leadership is having the ability to identify folks that really are going to meet the needs and move the mission of the organization forward. Sometimes that requires a level of awareness. Not a lot of leaders want to step back and say, hey, I can't do everything. And so I think the first tenet of being a successful leader is the ability to recognize what your strengths and your weaknesses are.
Working in an environment where your organization really supports your mission and your goals is so essential to me. It's really important for an organization to be able to share their mission with their employees, to help them understand what the organization's mission is and how that individual employee can accomplish that mission. It's essential.
OPPD is a power company that's been a staple here in Omaha for a long, long time. But given that, there's a lot of millennials coming into the organization too, and I think that we're really making a big impact on the company. So many industries are going through transformations right now, and I think a lot of it is due to technology. I think organizations are going to have to be more creative and more innovative and more adaptable than they were ever before. And those are things that I think are conducive to the millennial mindset. And so I'm really, really excited to be a part of those big changes.
For us, my executive team, actually I have 2 millennials on my executive staff. And so I know the type of energy, I know the type of passion that they will bring. I would say that the millennial generation is really one in which they're always on the move. They're going. They bring creative thought. I can tell you it brings some interesting things to our executive leadership meeting. So sometimes you're sitting in the boardroom and everyone has their passion and their convictions about how to get a project done. You have to be able to step back and say, okay, hey, we're all here for the same reason. We may have different approaches to being able to solve the same problem. Let's figure out how we can get this done together. It really comes down to a nice symphony. I call it, in a lot of cases, you have to be able to juggle a feather, a bowling ball, and a chainsaw, because you never know what's going to happen at the end of the day, but you got to be ready for whatever may come your way.
I identify with the description of a millennial. I think especially in the uses of social media, I've seen how we can impact lives with the use of social media, and incorporating that into my day-to-day work is essential. We're so proud. This year we're hosting our 4th annual Twitter chat. Last year we reached over 3 million impressions on Twitter, which allows us to really reach so many people out there.
The main thing about millennials is they want to stand for a purpose. They want to know what they're driving for in the organization. It's not an entitled class as far as I'm concerned. It's really people who want to stand for a cause, and the cause has to be meaningful to them.
Millennials are a diverse group, so there are definitely traits that I identify with, and there's others that maybe I don't. But overall, I think that millennials are really resourceful. We've grown up with technology, and we really know how to utilize those tools to make our work and our lives more efficient. Millennials are problem solvers and see ourselves as problem solvers. So we have these big issues that are facing our society today and our world, and I think millennials look at that as